Has your orgasm left the building? Girl, the struggle is real. One of the most common problems with sexual issues that women face is problems with orgasm. And you may be asking yourself, why is this happening? Well, let's talk about that now. Now, there are a few common problems that women have with orgasm. The first is that they've never had an orgasm. You may think to yourself, I'm not even sure what that is or what it means. And you might think back and think, I can't, no. So, number two, another cause of common problems with orgasm are very weak or lackluster orgasm. So very limited, low intensity orgasms. Three, suddenly or gradually your orgasms just stop happening. So all of a sudden they're gone, poof, in the wind, or they over time get less and less frequent. And fourthly, this is a common one as well. They take so long. It just is so much work to try to get there. It's just exhausting. In order to solve problems with orgasm, it's important to understand the 5 requirements to have an orgasm. First is desire. So that is our emotional stimulations. Things that move us, are moving that mojo, the sex drive, the libido. That has to be on point in order for orgasm to happen. The second thing is that arousal needs to be in place. And arousal is our body's response to desire. So allowing those juices to get going, to flowing, that is what arousal is. It's just the body's response to desire. The third requirement for orgasm is physical stimulation. You gotta be touching the right thing in the right way for the right amount of time in order for orgasm to take place. Which leads me to the fourth requirement for orgasm, and that is an intact neurologic system. When we're physically stimulating the right areas in the right way, we're actually physically stimulating the nerves of the nervous system or the neurologic system. There are 8,000 nerve endings in the clitoris that send signals to the brain for the body to then respond further. If the nerves aren't working, it ain't happening. And finally, the fifth requirement for orgasm is adequate blood supply to the intimate organs and area. And this is essential. The blood has got to flow. If there's no flow, it is a no-go. So we know what the requirements are for orgasm to take place. So why in menopause is this now a big problem? Well, if we look at the requirements of arousal, nerve activity, and blood flow, we can see that all of these things can be affected by hormonal changes, and we see large shifts in the hormones that take place in perimenopause and menopause. And when we see these changes that happen hormonally, this can often cause dryness and decreased sensitivity. And if those areas, the skin and internal tissues are dry and have decreased sensitivity, that is, speaking to the problems with arousal and problems with the blood flow and problems with the nerve sensitivity that will make the orgasm difficult or even impossible to happen. Now, in terms of desire, this is another really big area because desire can be impacted by psychological barriers very specific to perimenopause and menopausal women. Now, things like societal stresses and expectations around this time of life can be a very big impact on our psychological health. Discomfort around our body image, grief, excessive responsibility. These are all things that we see during this time period, during perimenopause and menopause, often are very common. The emotional impact of illness. As people age, we tend to have more illnesses that occur, so that is something that can come up. Relationship issues, they never end, right? So relationships issues can be there. There can be unresolved or unaddressed trauma or heartbreak, and the list really goes on. So when we do not address these psychological barriers, it can come right in the way of desire, which can definitely interfere with our orgasm. There are a number of prescriptions, medical, and hormonal treatments that do help with orgasm problems. There are devices, exercises, and supplements that also can be very useful. Mind-body practices and hypnosis can be very powerful tools as well. The key thing here is that there's no one-size-fits-all, but there are some really good solutions available. And I'll delve deeper into this in my free webinar called The 3-Part System to Boosting Libido and Igniting Confident Pleasure at Any Age. So, if you enjoyed this video and you want to learn more, and you're ready to get your orgasm back and tap into the power of the blissful, intimate life that you deserve, go ahead and click the link around this video and sign up today.